Hello there. I am so glad you could join me today. Every once in a while, something happens that makes us stop and realize just how quickly the world is changing around us. Usually, when we think of history-making moments, we think of things from the past. But today, I want to talk to you about something that is happening right now, high up in the blue skies. It is a story about creativity, incredible engineering, and a glimpse into a future that used to only exist in science fiction movies. We are talking about a massive breakthrough in aviation that recently took place in Turkey, involving two very special aircraft called the Kizilelma. Now, these aren't your typical airplanes. They are high-tech, unmanned fighter jets, and they just did something that has the whole world talking. For the very first time, two of these robotic jets flew side by side in perfect formation. And here's the kicker. They did it all by themselves. No pilots in the cockpits, and no one on the ground was steering them with a joystick. It was all handled by artificial intelligence. Imagine, for a moment, two giant, powerful birds flying in total harmony, chatting with each other through invisible signals to make sure they stay perfectly aligned. It is a beautiful image, isn't it? Well, today, we are going to dive deep into how this happened, why it matters so much, and what it means for all of us as we move into this new era of technology. To really understand why this is such a big deal, we have to look at where this all started. The company behind this amazing feat is called Baykar. You might have heard their name before because they have become quite famous for building some of the most reliable drones in the world. For years, people have been used to the idea of drones being these small, slow-moving machines used for taking photos or maybe for light surveillance. But Baykar had a much bigger vision. They wanted to create something that had the speed and power of a fighter jet, but without the need for a human pilot to be physically inside the plane. This led to the creation of the Kizilelma. The name itself is very poetic. It means red apple, which in Turkish culture represents a goal or a dream that is far away but always worth striving for. And let me tell you, this dream required a lot of hard work. Building a jet that can fly fast is one thing, but building a jet that can think for itself is a completely different challenge. For a long time, drones relied heavily on remote control. Think of it like a very expensive, very fast toy car. A person sits at a desk with screens and a controller, telling the drone exactly when to turn, when to climb, and when to land. But the team at Baykar wanted to go further. They wanted to achieve autonomy. That's a fancy word for saying the machine can make its own decisions based on what is happening around it. Now, let's get into the deep dive of what actually happened during this historic flight. When we talk about formation flying, we are talking about one of the hardest things a pilot can do. If you have ever seen an air show, you know how breathtaking it is to see planes flying just a few feet away from each other at hundreds of miles per hour. It requires total concentration, steady hands, and split-second timing. If one pilot moves just a tiny bit too much, it could cause a disaster. Now, try to imagine doing that without a human brain behind the controls. To make this work, the two Kizilelma jets had to use incredibly smart AI. These two robotic brains were essentially talking to each other every millisecond. They were sharing data about their speed, their height, and the wind pushing against their wings. If a gust of wind pushed the lead jet slightly to the left, the second jet would know instantly and adjust its own path to stay in the perfect spot. It is a level of coordination that is almost hard to wrap our heads around. This wasn't just a lucky moment. It was the result of millions of lines of code and thousands of hours of testing. This flight proved that these jets don't just follow orders, they understand their environment. They can sense where their partner is, predict movements, and react faster than any human ever could. It's like watching a perfectly choreographed dance where the dancers are made of carbon fiber and steel. When we look at the real-world impact of this, it is about much more than just a cool trick in the sky. This technology changes the game for safety and efficiency. In the past, if a drone lost its connection to the person on the ground, it could be in big trouble. But with this new autonomous AI, the drone can say, "Don't worry, I've got this," and continue its mission or return home safely on its own. From a human perspective, this is a huge relief for the people who design and operate these machines. It means we're moving away from the remote control era and into the partnership era. We are teaching machines to be our teammates. Think about the engineers at Baykar who watched those two jets take off. Imagine the pride they felt seeing their math and their logic come to life in the clouds. This is a testament to human creativity. We are using our intelligence to build a different kind of intelligence, one that can handle the dangerous or tedious parts of flying so that we don't have to. It also opens up doors for things like search and rescue. Imagine a team of autonomous drones flying in formation over a forest or an ocean looking for someone who is lost. Because they can talk to each other and stay organized without human help, they can cover much more ground much faster than we ever could before. Looking ahead, the future of this technology is absolutely fascinating to speculate about. We are just at the beginning. If two jets can fly together today, what about 10 or 20? We often hear the term drone swarms,
And while that might sound a bit scary, it actually represents a massive leap in how we can use technology to protect and serve. In the coming years, we might see these autonomous systems being used in civilian aviation too. While we are still a long way from a passenger plane with no pilot, the loyal wingman technology we are seeing here could help human pilots stay safer by having an AI assistant flying alongside them, handling the complicated sensors and data. We might see these smart systems used to transport cargo across oceans more efficiently, saving fuel and reducing costs. Turkey has certainly put itself on the map as a leader in this field, and other countries are watching closely. It's a bit like the space race of the 1960s, but instead of the moon, we are racing toward a smarter, more connected sky. The possibilities are truly endless, and it's exciting to think that the software being tested right now in the Kızılelma could one day be the foundation for how all things fly. As we wrap up our story today, I hope you feel as inspired as I do by this leap forward. It's easy to get caught up in the technical details, but at the heart of it, this is a story about the amazing things people can achieve when they dream big and work together. Those two jets flying in formation are a symbol of a new chapter in history. They represent the moment when we taught machines not just to fly, but to cooperate. It's a wonderful example of how human ingenuity and smart computers can team up to do things we once thought were impossible. Whether you are a tech enthusiast or just someone who likes to look up at the stars and wonder what's next, this is a milestone worth celebrating. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It has been a pleasure sharing this incredible journey through the skies with you. I'll be here to keep you updated on all the wonderful ways our world is evolving. Until next time, stay curious, keep looking up, and have a wonderful day.